So I got myself a black cup of coffee in my MG official mug as always. But anyway, I figured that it is probably a good idea to give you an update on where I'm at the moment with like my training and my diet, because like a lot of things has changed. And I feel last year, although I like made it kind of a comeback to YouTube, a lot of the videos are of either events or me traveling, and not so much of like what's actually going on in like my current life, how I'm training, how I'm eating. So yeah, I said like I'm just gonna pick up the camera today. New Year's resolution get like a lot of hate, obviously, because I'm like, you don't actually need a specific day to start, and there's never a perfect time to start. You just gotta do it, and you just gotta go through the process and learn along the way. But there's also something about the new year where you're like, okay, I have like a clean slate and I'm just gonna give my goals like a solid go, and there is that commitment and that motivation. But anyway, in 2022 I was like, all I want to focus on is like performance goals, and literally just nailing down my form and making sure that I'm performing exercises with the correct technique. Like, form is key. There's no point just ego lifting and trying to lift as heavy as possible if the correct muscles are not working. And although I have been training for years, like there is always people that are going to be more experienced and more knowledgeable than me. So yeah, I decided to get a coach. I have been with a coach for basically the whole of 2021. But my goals at the time didn't really align with my value. I was constantly trying to diet and felt like I was failing all the time, and realized that perhaps like it's not really what I want. Yes, I do want to look my best, but not necessarily put myself through the whole like dieting phase again. Because we were in lockdown for so long, my priorities were to be like making memories, meeting people again, and as well as growing my business, growing my coaching, launching It's MG Official, which is a premium lifestyle and fitness accessory brand. So there's a lot of energy going to other things where I found that I couldn't exactly develop consistency, and perhaps it was because I wasn't just enjoying my training and my diet as much as I should have. So I kind of decided that I'm going to shift the focus completely this year, and I'm like, I'm just going to focus on feeling good and setting myself performance measures, because I absolutely love going to the gym and just seeing how strong I can get and progressing every week. What's the day today? Jesus, the weeks are flying. Usually January is like the slowest month ever, but I don't know, is it just me, or has these first few weeks of 2022 just flown? Let me know in the comments like what you think. Has it been like the slowest start of the month for you, or has it just flown by? Currently I am doing like a strength-based / bodybuilding program. I'm in the gym 4 times a week, and I have like a split of like legs, push, so I'm training my chest, shoulders and triceps. Then I have pull 1, which is like back, and then my like glutes and legs, and then pull 2, which is also like my back and legs and glutes, but different exercises. I have 4-day gym split, and I feel like this is like the best one that has worked for me in terms of like my schedule and recovery, because I can push myself a lot harder having those extra days to recover from. And I've also just picked up running on my rest days. Something about running that's just like, although I hate it, and I'm dreading it every time that I have to go for a run. I absolutely love the idea of just like going down to the prom at the beach and then going for a run, putting on an audiobook or a good podcast and just switching off, and the endorphins are just amazing afterwards, and I feel so like accomplished that I went out and did something that I initially didn't want to do, but proved myself I'm well able. And when it comes to running, it is something that I'm just like, I don't put pressure on myself to perform a certain way. Like, I don't set myself distance goals, I don't set myself like speed goals or a time that I have to complete the run in. I am a competitive person, so every time I do go for that run, I like try and beat myself, but there is never that pressure of like today I have to run 5k under 25 minutes. Not that I can do that anyway, but there isn't that pressure, and I feel like it's a lot more enjoyable. I'm struggling with consistency with training. Initially, it's gonna take a little while for you to get into it because it's something new, it's something that you're not used to. You're gonna feel a little uncomfortable and a little bit out of your comfort zone, but this is where you grow and this is where you like adjust to training. But over a number of weeks where you're still finding yourself hating training and being super inconsistent and absolutely not enjoying any session, experiment with what works best for you. Because you'll see on my channel, you see more so on Instagram, me posting like mainly gym workouts, home workouts, but there's so many options for exercise. So look at your goals, pick an exercise that you enjoy and that aligns with your goals, and test it for a couple of weeks and see how you get on.
Close till I get up, time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left.
I am so happy. I'm absolutely starving. This is just such a staple recipe. It's so quick and easy to make. And also I am home today, so I have got a little bit of extra time to just prepare fresh. But on the busy days, I would make some overnight oats. There's a recipe on my TikTok there if you want to check it out. So a little update on my diet. I'm actually transitioning away from tracking for a while and seeing how that's going to work for me. Don't get me wrong, I think tracking is great and it's something that like everyone should at least try to get an understanding of how much calories there is in different foods and just like a general awareness of where they are at with their like maintenance calories and what works for them. But I have been doing this for 5 or 6 years, shifting away the focus of like achieving a certain body composition or hitting certain macronutrients, hitting certain calories, and I just want to kind of eat intuitively and listen to my body, and I'm just experimenting on how that will work for me. I think tracking is a great tool and I'll definitely utilize it in times when I do need it, when I do set myself like maybe fat loss goals to make sure I'm adhering to the correct calories and I am in that calorie deficit. At the moment, the focus is on performance and feeling my best, fueling my body. And remember, food is fuel. Like, you need it. You need that energy to be able to literally thrive in all areas of life, not only when it comes to training, but you need to have like the concentration, the focus, whether it comes to doing exams, whether it comes to like completing difficult projects at work. Okay guys, I'm gonna wrap up the video here. I just wanted to give you a little update on how 2020 is going in terms of my training, my diet and my goals going forward. So please let me know in the comments below if you would like to see a full day of eating and how I'm training and more kind of like in-depth day in the life of how everything's going. And I would love if you could just hit that subscribe and like button because it supports my channel.